No matter the struggles we face, no matter the pain we carry, we are never alone, as evident in tonight. Around us are people who care, who listen, and who want to walk alongside us through life's hardest moments. Reaching out, sharing our stories, and leaning on one another reminds us that connection is powerful. Together, we find strength that we didn't know we had. Hope when it feels distant, and courage to keep moving forward. Even in the darkest times, the simple truth remains: we're not alone, and we don't have to face life's challenges by ourselves. As we move into our candle lighting ceremony, it is my honor to introduce Evelyn Wald. Through the ceremony of hope, healing, and remembrance, Evelyn will lead us in a moment of connection, reminding us that we can carry the light forward together. Please join me in welcoming Evelyn Wald.
Before we do our candle lighting ceremony, there was another member of our survivor group that was hoping to come and speak tonight, but her daughter kind of had a breakdown, and so she's where she needs to be. But as I was sitting and listening and knowing about the creative expression that Jana Marie is all about, I was staring at the stomper. And I said to Marissa, would it be okay if I said something about that? She couldn't tell me no. Come on, let's be serious. She knows me better than that. But as I was sitting there, I was going back to our group that used to meet at Choices. And on the particular night that we were working on our pieces for the stomper, there was probably 15 to 18 people sitting around a table. And you come and you look at those stompers, but they're made up of pieces of sneakers that Marissa's mom cuts apart. And everybody had their piece, and they were trying to decide what they would put on it, because we put on it something that represents our loved one who died. When I meet with a survivor group, I let them know that I'm not only the facilitator, but I'm also a participant. So I sat with my piece thinking, what should I put on there about my mom? And so we all did our pieces, and many of them were painted and they were wet. So we put them on a table, and we ended the group, and everybody had gone. And I remember standing at that table and looking at these pieces of sneakers, and yet every one of them represented someone loved, and they had died by suicide. I wanted to take them all home with me. I felt it really hard to leave those pieces there because I felt like I was leaving their loved ones alone. I managed to talk myself out of that and go home, but I came to work extra early because I didn't want anybody else on the staff to touch those pieces, right? And I was like, if you go into the room, don't touch anything, you know? They're like sacred things. And so I think we had a staff meeting that day, and so the pieces were still on the table off in the corner, and I shared with the staff how meaningful that was. You turn those pieces in, and you wait. Because sometimes you have to wait for some other groups to do their part. And then finally you get an invitation to come to the unveiling of your stomper. I had no idea how emotional that would be. And then you come, and you're like the doctor who's looking all over your body to make sure you don't have any skin cancer or anything. You're trying to find your piece of sneaker on this stomper. And we all found them. We all found them. And we hugged each other, and we celebrated that stomper. And I just thought many of you probably look at these stompers. How many of them are there now? 24, right? And you look at them, and they're amazing, and they're remarkable. But every single piece of that sneaker that's on that stomper and the other 23 represents someone we love who died by suicide. And if there's anything we would love to do, it's to stomp out suicide. I have always admired Marissa. I am in awe of her creative mind. She'll start talking about something, I'm like, well, where did you think of that? Well, it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and I got this idea. And then every now and then I would say to her mom, so what are you up to now, Nancy? And she'd say, well, we got to go get a door. I don't know what she wants this door for, but we have to go get a door. And so that creative expression that I know Jana channels through you will keep on going. And tonight's an example of that. Tonight's an example with the music and the dance and the speaking and the sharing. And I agree with John, that's all happened because of the Jana Marie Foundation. So tonight I thank you and all of you. We can go back to the very beginning when Marissa was it. She's still it. But now she has this enormous staff, and the programs have grown, and the silence has been shattered about mental health and about suicide. And for that, we thank you and all of you. Now I'll go to my candles. I'm not going to use the microphone because I think I have a big mouth. Oh, I am going to use the microphone. Okay, I have to use the microphone. Okay, I have to use the microphone. All right. I have had the honor and the privilege of lighting these candles for every one of these September 10th events. I said to Al before, he said, I'm so happy you're here. I said, well, nobody else better ever be here lighting these candles. This is my gig. But as I listened to each one of the staff members talk about hope, healing, and remembrance, listen to the speakers who talked about hope, healing, and remembrance, listened to Biscuit Jam, Let It Be. And I'm banking on the fact that at the end they're going to sing Lean on Me. And if they don't, they have to now. But I think about those words, let it be, lean on me. Rachel, I think you said, carry the light forward. All of these things are what we're gathered here tonight to do. Someone said, hope is a feeling. Hopelessness is a feeling too, but they feel very different. Hopelessness is a heaviness. Hope lightens that heaviness. And I've told many people, if you're not feeling the hope, I got it right here. I'm going to hold it for you until you're ready to receive it. And people sometimes look and say, I'll never be ready for hope again. Okay, I'll hold it. You take as long as you need, and I'll hold it for you. AFSP had a goal that we would eliminate suicide by 2020. Yeah. I'm still holding hope. It's 2025, and I'm going to keep on holding it. We've saved lives, and there's many, many more to save. So I'll continue to hold hope. And I hope you all will continue to hold hope or hold hope for others when they can't. Hope is here, and we'll hold it for you. You know, I have trouble with all these things. Healing. I was sitting there thinking about when I was a kid, and I would fall down, and you would hurt yourself, and then this scab would appear. I was the scab picker. I'd keep picking at it, and it'd bleed again, and my mom would say, stop picking at it, right? It's not gonna heal, you're gonna have a scar, right? And for a little while I wouldn't, but then I'd be like, ooh, wait, something about that, right? And when I think about healing, maybe grief is a little bit like I was when I was a kid. Like keeps picking at you, opening that scab, right? John said, let yourself grieve. In all honesty, grief sucks. Nobody wants to do it. But in order to heal, you gotta feel. And those feelings are sadness, those feelings are fear, those feelings are anger, those feelings are hopelessness. And we breathe through it. We help each other through it. Silently, with physical hugs, with conversation, and with assuring each other, it's okay. It's okay. You're healing. You're healing. Right? So we have hope and we have healing. Listen, I need a Boy Scout up here. Remembrance. It's about keeping our loved ones alive in our hearts, in our memories, in our community. When I meet somebody new in our support group and they introduce themselves and they say, my brother died by suicide, or my partner took their life, we want to know, who are they? Tell us their names. It's important to remember their names. Because when we go out in the world, so many people don't want to talk to us. So many people would not say Jana Marie's name for fear that it might upset you, when in fact, it's music to our ears. Please, please, say her name, say his name. Tell me a story. Remember their birthday. When I started a suicide survivor group more than 20 years ago, it was a result of 3 people in 3 weeks calling me saying, is there a suicide survivor group? And by the 3rd phone call, I said, there is not right now, but you'll get a call soon. And that's where it started. My mom took her life more than 40 years ago. And I was all alone and living in silence. My pastor didn't know what to do with me. I couldn't find a therapist that knew anything about suicide. And my family would not speak of the loss of our mother. And so I roamed around all on my own until those 3 phone calls came. I can tell you that in the 20-plus years that have passed, it is members of our group that make contact with me on December 2nd, the anniversary of my mother's death. Some of them know that my mother's birthday is the day before my birthday. And I so appreciate that they remember me. They didn't know her, but they remember me. Conversely, 10 years after my mom died, I called my older brother to say, wow, it's been 10 years. And he said to me, why are you dredging up the past? You have to move forward, and hung up the phone. So it's very important that you who are gathered here tonight and had the courage to come, if you can, hold hope. If you need to pick at the scab, pick at it. Healing is happening. And tonight, we remember all of those whom we loved and continue to love. Because that love never goes away. No hope or hopelessness can take that away. Even in the pain as we're healing, that love is there. And in remembering, we demonstrate how much we love, and we are loved in return. So again, I thank you for your courage. I tell our groups, whenever they walk through the door or appear on the screen for the first time, thank you for your courage. And the word courage comes from the French word coeur, which means your heart. Tonight, maybe you came with a broken, shattered heart. But look around you. All the hearts that are gathered here tonight are warm and loving and beating for and with you. Thank you for your heartfelt care, love, and concern. And may you go from this place and carry your light forward, remembering the lights and the love and the life of all who died and live on in us. Thank you.